pledge of allegiance. Yeah. Oh, okay. Allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. State on public notice, the agenda was posted at town hall and on the internet. Roll call, everybody's here. We still need one more person to fill our team here. So I'll take a motion to adopt the agenda as posted.
Before we do that,
Yes,
number 8 shouldn't be on there. I should have taken that off. That's a mistake.
okay. So you can,
So there is no item 8?
Setting weight restrictions,
Yep.
that's,
that was discussed last.
Okay, Bob hasn't been here for 2 months or whatever.
I've been already updated by the chair, so
Weren't you? You're that slot, weren't you?
no, I wasn't here for the last 2 months,
Oh,
but I know what's going on, so.
Okay.
Anyhow, so,
So you're saying item 8 is stricken tonight?
yes, the board's, you got board action on it, and the discussion, whatever Teresa said last time was not our jurisdiction, so that's where we stand on it, so.
so I will.
You wanted number 11 moved up?
I know number 11 moved up to the road, to number 2 rail drive.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda, eliminating item 8 and setting weight restrictions, including item 11. Rail drive up to the second item.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And just a note in there, the way that I do the minutes, it will not be the second item. It'll still say,
Level.
it'll still say as item number 11.
Yep.
It just gets confusing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you. So, yes, should I make that up? No. Probably heard that.
Did I do motion made and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Yeah,
All right.
Aye.
okay. Motion carried. Approval of prior minutes of 5/7/24. Are there any additions or corrections to that?
Move to approve the minutes from Tuesday, May 7, 2024.
Good. For a second.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay. Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, Lee, you're up.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. First off, I'd like to introduce Mike Hirsch here of Stantec, who is the inspector in town this year on all the construction projects, going from right or left to right. We have Jeff Carlson.
Nice to meet you.
Dollar.
Nice to meet you.
We've met.
You've met Bob Marty.
Yep, we've been out
Mark
there
Simpson,
together.
Nice to meet you.
Chris Marshall,
Hello.
and Richard Haley.
Nice to meet
How do you spell your last name?
It's HIRSCH.
Okay,
All right,
being the secretary, I frequently have to stop Lee and slow him down, throttle him back a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. So Mike is out there with Kelly. On the projects that we've done. So we lost Morgan, we've lost Ryan, so over the years, so. They've moved on to different projects, so. Welcome aboard. Okay,
all right, 2024 road maintenance project. We have that project has started with patching on Valley View Trail. That has been going well. Are they done with Valley View at this point?
finished up today, so they'll jump the river road tomorrow.
Okay,
And we did do a little extra. We had some play in the budget. So we did a little bit extra at the intersection of E and Valley View. Since the county, when they do their projects, they don't choose to go to the extents of their right of way, they just go straight through. And that piece of road definitely needed attention, and we would have had a gap of New County Road, you know, road that needed attention, and then some of the patching that was going forward. So we made that more of a continuous treatment, which makes a whole lot more sense. And it still will be within the project budget.
Yep.
So, the only other thing I wanted to bring up is 89th Street. We took a look at that, and it is significantly alligatored out there. And we feel that at this point, we probably should just do a seal coat. If we go ahead and crack seal that, you've got alligator cracks everywhere right next to those cracks. And so let's save that crack material for somewhere else. And just seal coat 89th.
just,
So,
yeah, Mike and I talked about that yesterday,
okay,
and it's a low traffic road. You and I talked about it too, so low traffic road, so seal coat job over the top. It's gonna last us, you know, it's probably one of those that's gonna be put in a 2030 project or milling off and redoing, so just for now, just to save it. So,
I think regardless of what you do with that road, crack filling, you're still gonna take water into the road section,
okay,
which is gonna allow it to continue to fail. So it's not, you're not really gaining anything.
Yeah.
So saving the money and spending it somewhere else like that intersection or somewhere else is.
Yeah.
Added value to another street.
Do you think it can last till 2030, or is that a reconstruct project in between? How long is that road?
You know, it's got a good chance to do that because it's alligator pretty significantly, but it's very tight cracks.
Okay,
So.
Yeah.
Right now, it's staying there. So we're not seeing any big significant movement in the asphalt at this time, but. So I think it's got a pretty good chance. The place it'll probably start to fail is like some of the intersections, you know, where you turn on the radiuses into adjacent streets. There we might see some failure, but it'd be minor patching at best. So it's $3,000 or $4,000 we're saving in crack filling. Would go a lot further with patching and those other areas to keep it alive.
Just gotta keep waste management off of it in the spring, that's all.
that would help.
okay,
All right, the road project on 144th Avenue. No real substantive updates on that, other than the developer has submitted the plans. And we have done a preliminary plat review of all of that, and so we're just in the review process right now. For those road plans, and I don't think we have a final cost estimate yet, but as soon as we do, we'll recalculate what the town share versus developer share of that road is. And that may be ready for the next Public Works Committee meeting or the following one. We'll see how it shakes out. I think they're planning on trying to build that road this year.
I anticipate probably be August.
Okay.
By the time we get through the preliminary plat process, and I'm gonna try and get some bids here. So I'll send those plans out to some of the contractors that Steve Vader has asked to bid on it, and maybe have some numbers for the next meeting.
Just keep in mind and help the developer understand that development contract is the critical path as far as getting the project going.
Yeah.
So that's got to go to the board soon.
I would like to, I'd like to get it to the July meeting.
Yeah.
I guess,
So
with everything else.
bug the town attorney,
Good point.
because he's the one who will generate the initial document. So,
Is there a hiccup there? With the attorney or no?
no, it's just, we've had different developers over the years try to start those themselves.
Yeah.
So just educating
I just,
to make sure it goes as smooth as it can.
I assumed there was a hiccup,
No.
so I want.
the only thing was that the bank would not approve that unless he took his lot with the house off of it. So
Yeah,
that was,
and I'm fine with that. I was talking about the attorney.
oh.
No, I'm just giving feedback to help make it as smooth as possible,
That's fine.
because people forget that sometimes.
Okay,
All of a sudden, we want a development contract and oops. So.
Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
just communication is necessary. Anything
Okay.
else on that?
Oh,
All right,
move on to Rail Drive.
let's talk about Rail Drive. So as we all know, the committee has asked us to look at Rail Drive and see what could be done with that, considering the deteriorated condition that it's in. As you are aware, this road is currently designated for reconstruction in 2030 with that next project. Couple of things that we found, and I'll hand it over to Mike here in a minute. Mike basically did all this review. The oil content in the remaining bituminous is very low. That's important to know, because if you grind up the bituminous and there's no oil content in it, then it's not gonna bind very well. There's several areas of patches, both bituminous and gravel. There is a couple areas that are much better condition than the remainder. The first part and then the cul-de-sac. And the existing culvert crossing has minimal cover. Obviously, the options to address the roadway are reconstructing, which is scheduled in 2030. Reclaiming the roadway, resulting in a gravel road, or leaving it as is. Reconstruction is most expensive, and those numbers are in the pavement management plan. Reclaiming the roadway is the second option, which we recently did to 62nd Street in 2021, you may recall. But due to that low oil content and poor condition, there are some risks associated with it. Low oil content can result in further breakdown of the reclaimed material, so you don't end up with the size material that you want. You'd have to blend it to achieve a consistent gradation, which means we probably have to add 2 to 2.5 inches of additional reclaimed bituminous gravel to make that work. Obviously, reclaiming will not address any poor soils that are underneath. And obviously, if this option is chosen, we would say don't touch the areas that are in better condition. You know, the roadway that is okay, and the cost for reclaiming. Right now, our estimate's about $40,000. The final option is to leave the road as is. Again, this would likely be the least expensive option, but that could be confirmed with looking back at the historical cost data in regards to patching the road. So I'll just leave it over to Mike here to fill in what I just quickly went over.
And all my bullets that I
Okay.
used for the document, but Lee had me run out there and take a look at it, and I do have some concerns with taking the asphalt off if we're not gonna do some kind of a pavement, putting some type of pavement back. The only reason I say that is I don't know that there's been geotechnical information that's available to us, so it's hard to know what the underlying soils are. My understanding is that when the cattle crossing went in at some point, there was probably some settlements on either side of that. I think if we open that road up again, we're probably subject to some of that, maybe more maintenance. As Lee mentioned, just looking at the degraded bituminous that's there, the oil content is really low. And when you break that down, you just don't have any of that oil binder in the material for it to set up again. So Lee had mentioned that we'd be looking at putting like 2 to 2.5 inches of a recycled bituminous product in there, try to blend it together, try to get it to stabilize, so we'd have a better chance of stabilizing it. But there's, not knowing the underlying soils, there's just really no guarantee. I personally think that the third option may be the best for the town. And I say that because right now it's traversable. I don't see any significant rutting, failure, subgrade issues that are under the asphalt now. Obviously, there are some areas that are just down to gravel, but they even seem to be holding up pretty well. So I'd be curious to see what the maintenance costs are per year to keep it in the state that it's in now. And then probably push to do a reshape plan, reclaim, shape and pave, probably in 2030.
Historically, that was the old railroad bed back in the early 1900s.
Sure. And,
Goes through my great grandfather's farm, which is
okay,
generations through, all the way through right now to fourth generation. And the cattle pass was put in back in the 70s, early 70s, maybe
Okay.
71 or 73, whenever it was. Otherwise, we used to let the cows open the gate, cross the road, should close the gate, go get them again. So, but the other part of, we only have one house at the end of that. One resident, I don't know if they rent that or it's one of the relatives of the Hool family. The only thing is rail drive. It's going to be eastbound to 50th Street to 40 before of
oh, sure.
the Marty Farm. It doesn't make sense to spend, what'd you say it was, 300? How much?
390, I think is what the number. was.
$390,000 because of the steep banks and stuff like that. So it's like, where's it gonna go in the future,
Right.
I mean,
And we had talked a little bit too about some of that embankment material, and once you open up the road. With that steep of slopes, since trying to build something on it, you could potentially have future failure.
Yeah.
Just in a temporary fix to get you to 2030.
Yeah.
So,
Have you given it some thought to mill it and then put that grader down 2 inches below and mix it? It's a 16-foot top on it
mhm,
and you have decent material on top there if it was sizable. And then what if you put that grader down 2 plus 2.5 inches or whatever, and you basically curled it one way,
mhm.
curl it back, then you're gonna get that mixture of what the substrate is. And you might end up with a pretty decent top for a few years. Has that been a thought?
You could, not knowing what the underlying materials are, right? If
No,
we don't know
no
if there's
geos.
an inch or 2 inches of class 5, 10 inches, or what's been added over the years, but. My only fear is not knowing the subgrade. There's a potential for failure and additional costs associated with
Yeah.
getting the road stabilized. So,
I thought we had given this road to the Hools.
no.
There,
Nope.
there was discussion at one point in
Back-
my career.
Both of my brothers own property on both sides.
Yeah,
So they had a meeting back, I don't remember when that was,
well, just
but it wasn't recently.
teach me because, well, it's been since I've been on the board, so we never did nothing with
No. So the Hools didn't take it back. Take their portion of it back. When Helene
it.
decided.
She updated the cul-de-sac.
She updated the cul-de-sac because she didn't want us, town road used to go up to the house.
Yeah,
So back when the county plowed the road, they went in there, she had blacktop in her yard. They went up there and destroyed blacktop. She said, I'm done. So that's why the cul-de-sac, but she spent $60,000 to put the cul-de-sac in and then fenced it off. So that's what. And then at the back, years ago, I don't know, remember what years it was. She said she would blacktop the whole thing at her expense and that got turned down for something, I don't know. I didn't get into that discussion, so. But I'm just saying that in the future, that road would, in any property that, because there's 3 daughters, well, Helene owns the biggest sections of it and her 2 sisters own 40s on the northeast corner. So if that ever got developed, it would probably go out on 60th. Be the most sensible way to put a subdivision in there, you know, so in the future, so. John Nassik wanted to put across our farm to go to Valley View. And Smitty's, no, that wouldn't work. So anyhow, so is there any thoughts on this?
I'm going to make a motion that we do nothing other than normal maintenance, normal gravel road maintenance on this road. For the foreseeable future.
Who asked to have this looked at?
I did,
Oh, okay.
because of the problem we had with snow plowing over the past few years.
Okay.
And when Steve Smith was out there the last snow plow. And we had just put brand new patching material from down by my brother Steve's driveway. And when because of the wet snow, he got caught in that. And he took everything and threw it right in the ditch, all the blacktop and everything. So he went out there and redid that, but there's other spots that were tore up too. But you know, when you're running a big plow, he said, if you do it with a pickup, you're in worse shape than you are when you got the big plow up. So,
The pickup's too light.
yeah. So that's the whole thing. And,
Okay.
so we can continue patching it and, go from there, see what it looks like next year and,
Do you need a second, Mark?
Yes.
Second.
okay. Okay, motion made and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Motion carried,
Hold on a minute till I get this written down, please.
okay.
Was that your recommendation, Mike? What was your recommendation on that road?
On the road,
Mm-hmm.
I would leave it as it is and continue to assess it each year. And
Continue patching it like we talked about here.
yeah, I think that's a good option at this point. And again, without knowing the underlying soils, it's hard to really know what you're getting into when you open it up.
Okay,
So,
And so the cattle pass that's there now. And back when I was on the board, cattle passes were under the bridges. So does that still hold true? For a replacement on cattle pass?
know that it meets the width requirements to be a bridge. I'd have to look and see what the size, it's fairly narrow, it's 4 to 6 feet maybe wide, right?
Yeah,
Something
but we have another one on 60th that's was done years ago too.
I'd have to look. I'm not sure. it meets the
Is
requirements.
the cat pass on Rail Drive just a culvert? Okay.
And I think it starts.
It's just meant culvert.
Okay,
6 feet, 6 wide, whatever.
okay.
Tall enough to get a cow through it.
I think before anything gets done, you gotta pull some geo on it. I mean, there's 1,700 feet. 3-4 borings, something like that, and know what you're working with. Before any true recommendations are thought of.
And you really need to look at the future of that road.
Yep.
I mean, I agree with Bob. Any development out there is more likely to go towards 60th Street, because that's the open area.
Or it's gonna go to the 40 north. The 40 north of the Marty farm and come out on 50th, part of it, yeah. But
I guess to speak of knowledge, I know that they wanna come off of 155th in Somerset with part of that.
but that's, That's-
I know that they're currently working on
oh yeah,
that, where I used to live. Right?
Over the top and then just come down, over the top and come down. Up 155th.
Yeah, where I used to live was a dead end road back there, so on the old Orchard Road back there. And the who's top of their property is the back of my corner, and they had come and talked to me about, they're gonna talk to Somerset.
Kind of nasty getting from up
Yeah.
there down to here
Yeah.
though, I think.
But there's
I don't know.
feud going on and they wanna sell that shit.
Well,
Well,
part of that
that's-
was the Gilly farm, or the Gilly 40 and
Yep.
they got
Yep.
Sue Hansen on 25
Yep.
acres. They sold about all.
Yeah.
So whatever it is. Eileen had to get rid of some of her money, so.
So 155th is not applicable. Moving on, right?
Well, it's gonna involve Somerset at some point.
But 150th south. St. Joe, right?
Right. I'm just bringing up,
Yeah,
Moving on.
yeah.
okay. Let's move on. Okay, other road projects. Right now I have Pod up on Arbor Hills Court. And we're going to seal coat that and he's up there. We have 3 spots out there, but we're digging out and putting gravel in and, then it can be seal coated. Once we get that done, I just ordered a load of blacktop material today from Monarch and that's already 2 loads already back down the Tots, so there's about 3 yards out at Monarch pits right now, so we'll be doing some patching down the line, so. Anybody else see any other road damage? If none. Discussion on seal coat for 3 years, that's still what.
Sure, go ahead.
Any other road damage issues? Yes.
My name is Darcy Polola, and I live in Birch Park. I've lived in Birch Park for 15 years. And I've sent some pictures and some emails to the township about the damage that's been done to the roads in there. Really by the plows. And it's in really tough shape. And the last 3 winters, Tuma does our plowing. And they've gouged the road. And they come and they, patch here, they patch there. It's all cracked. It's got big gouges in it. There's no way they're gonna come in with, the little bit of, gravel or tar or whatever they can spice, basically shovelfuls. And there's gouges all the way through the whole development.
So here's what's gonna happen with that road. If you live long enough, and we all live long enough, 2030 is when that road's gonna get reconstructed.
1/3.
6 years.
6 more years.
So that'll be a complete reconstruct at that point.
So we go
What are
on,
they gonna do now? It just keeps deteriorating and they're coming in
Well-
and patching with just a shovel full of stuff in the road. It
Well,
just-
the thing is, we don't have a budget to work with, okay?
I'm
So.
trying to understand the process.
Yep, so the process is, I'm the chair of this works. And I go out there with the engineers and we take a look at stuff like that. I kind of make a recommendation to what we look at for 2030. And Lee's already got a list that cause I've been around, I've been doing this for 35 years. So I know the roads, traveled over many of them with
Sure.
school bus and whatever. Anyhow. So, it's more advantageous for us to wait another 6 years and just hand patch holes that are in the road, cost effective, out of your pocket, than it is to go and stick a big pile of money into doing this when we're gonna reconstruct it or mill and overlay it in the future. Every 10 years, we borrow money, okay? The last go around, we did in 20. We borrowed $7,150,000. We did 30 streets and avenues in this town. So the next go around is going to be all the older roads, blacktop roads, and if whatever the budget's gonna be, then will be whatever, with more people moving in, we'll be able to borrow more money. Probably $10 million, $12 million. Well, I'm not gonna be here anyhow, so I don't care. So I
So
might,
can I ask how much of a distance you're talking about? Is it in one spot? Is it throughout the development in there or?
It's the whole development. It's on both sides of the road, because they go both sides of the road. And my question is not necessarily to ask the township. I'm making you aware of that, the contractor that's doing the plowing is doing the damage. I sit in a window of an office in front of my house, from here to you guys there at Ford. And I see when he goes through, and when he goes around, and he goes around both ways. And both sides are just gouged up, and it is done by the plow. And so it's not damage that the township is doing, or it's not damage that's just damage from, overuse of it. The guy that we have hired to plow is doing the damage.
If you put another person on that road doing the plowing,
Mhm.
would it be the same? Probably. So I think it's road failure or top failure is what I'm suggesting that it might be. It might not be the contractor, it might be, could be waste management. But I think the 2030 plan is the result of what's gonna happen, and it's just gonna be patches for the next 6 years. Is what I'm hearing. I'd like to drive through and see it myself. I guess that's not in my
No.
wheelhouse over there.
here's the deal. So we have gouging going on with the plows all the time out there because of the wings and they turn around in the cul-de-sac. They may get too close to the edge, so we are out there. I go up, Mark and I go up every year. We do a spring review. And we mark down all this stuff that needs to be taken care of. I still have some out there because we get behind on trying to get patching done and trying to get this done or that. So all I'm saying is you're always going to have that particular, unless you put curb and gutter in where, like the city's got, then you don't have anybody going around it.
The last 3 years.
No, it's been going on forever. Well, you've been there for 15, I've been there for 35, so I know what's going on, so.
Yeah, the other thing that happens is in late fall and early spring, when you get a snowfall and there's no frost in the ground. It's very easy to tear things up, tear shoulders up, and that because the road is soft at that time. Once you get frost in the ground, everything holds together much better and the plows glide over the top. But spring and fall, it's a real challenge to the plow drivers. To try and keep the plows floating.
Cause you're looking at one of them. That
Not
used-
anymore, not anymore.
Used to be, yeah.
I used to do all the cul-de-sacs out there in Birch Park. And I hate cul-de-sacs, but,
I don't live on a cul-de-sac, I live in a paper.
okay.
So my question to you, next year. We'll put you in a snow plow and see what kind of job you can do out there.
Careful, Bob. Careful.
I know.
My dad smoked snow plow for 40 years, and I lived in northern Wisconsin, and we had 350 inches of snow every year. So I'm aware of the snow plow, and
Yeah, anyhow,
I'm not here to, I'm just here to kind of make you aware of what we're dealing with and ask a few questions.
Yep.
And I'm not blaming the township, because the township isn't out there plowing.
oh, would you please, we are no longer township. In the state of Wisconsin, we are towns of. That's what our sign says out here since 1990. Every time somebody does that to me, it burns me. That they mention
Sorry.
Target Township. So just remind your neighbors, it's not township anymore, it's town of St. Joseph. We should be proud of that. So that's where we're gonna be coming from, and Tuma's out there, 2030, we get new.
Sometimes those projects happen a year earlier if the money is right. It all depends on the interest rate and
Yeah,
paying off the previous loan.
so, you know. All right, let's move on. So, on signage right now, I just ordered,
Number four,
pardon me,
number four.
number four, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So this is about seal coating subdivisions at 3 years, and we've talked about that at this committee several times. About developers paying for that ahead of the actual seal coat, as being the philosophy being that seal coat is part of the original construction, so to speak. That was discussed at the board. There was interest in continuing to explore that idea. One of the things that they asked for was some language that might go into the ordinance and how that would be more specifically from a detailed perspective set up. So I will be working with the attorney to come up with some of that language. We'll see if we have it for next Thursday or not, but I think it's probably more likely in July, so we may be able to bring the draft of it to you at the next Public Works Committee meeting
Okay,
when we get to some of those details.
So it's moving.
I found that discussion rather interesting in that, as a carryover for cost sharing or splitting the costs of a bidding mistake, $100,000 plus bidding mistake, the town came to an agreement to split the cost, I think 50-50 with the contractor. This is on the new town hall.
Right.
This discussion followed that. And I think it was prematurely brought up that perhaps there should be some cost sharing by the town to help developers not be discouraged from coming in here and doing their work. And I didn't think that was a great idea, since the costs haven't been determined. We don't know what we're graciously offering to split the cost of. So I'd like to see that backed off. The other point I would like to make on this is that I would think that if we have developers taking on the responsibility and escrowing money to seal coat a road 4 years after, which is a best practice, that on any reconstructs or mill and overlays that the town does, that we would be doing that as well. As in terms of making it policy, at the same time that we ask new developers to come in and escrow that money. I'm not interested in sharing the cost with them. They can build that into the cost of the lots. So I was just, let's not be, and you know, I mean, I thought it was a little premature. That's my opinion.
Like, we try to stay rule of thumb on, you know, on the new construction. We'll be looking at doing seal coat on some of these roads that we did in 20 or 19, because we need to do it. And that's where we'll probably be raising our budget for seal coating, crack sealing next year, because of, we need to keep up. If we don't, we're gonna be way back like we were 40 years ago. So anyhow,
I noticed that the county seems to be doing that. This is a section of County Road E that they completely rebuilt I think it was 2 years ago. And they seal coated it last year.
so in my discussion of the intersection of Valley View yesterday with Robbie and also Joel, supervisor from the county, they would look at what they're doing right now, new pavement, 2 to 3 years, there'll be seal coating. Then they would have jumped in and seal coated that part of Valley View. I call it, talking on both sides here, never mind. I just, it was one of those things that, you know, in my discussion with them, how they've, and I know the county's got their maps down there are 6 to 7, 8, 10 years out of how they do their stuff. And we have our plan here of how working with Stantec of how we do our stuff out years out too, so. So, you know. Okay, moving on to signage, you guys can go if you want to then, unless you see something else you want to talk about.
I think we're covered.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
all right,
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Mike. Thank you, Lee.
see you on River Road.
Yeah.
Mike,
What's that?
see you on River Road.
Yeah.
I'll be there at 7.
Yeah,
Lee, send me Mike's email address if you want him copied on minutes and all of that,
Yep.
I can do a part.
if that works.
okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, I should. Probably,
Okay, thank you.
okay. All right, signage, I've gone through all the street signs in the town of St. Joseph. They are all in the shed, except for one that I missed, but we'll leave that for next year. But there are all street signs, the last 30 street signs that I order in the shed, and as soon as Todd gets a rainy day or whatever, he'll be putting them up, so. And we
So-
put some down in Holton, the chevrons that the state put up on the curb down there, 9 of them were all black. So we replaced all of those and we're replacing and also replaced a couple of curb signs, sweeping curb signs, and also on Valley View Trail on the 2S curves on from Fox Ridge East Oaks. And down towards 47th Street, we will be putting the chevron double signs on both those corners too. Once they get everything marked for the gas company and stuff like that, so. That'll be done.
So 60th and Perch Lake Road, you got a couple of Nimrods that just kind of bend the post over and take the 60th sign and the Perch Lake sign and take the stop sign down. But they back over this signage so they could get down and work on it and take it apart
Yep, so
after all the signs are in. So Bob had to order new
Yeah,
signs
so-
for there.
that should be, we just put the order in this week, so, or last week, yeah. Last week,
Sounds like we need an I-beam.
Yeah.
it never ends, you know,
No,
so. It's always, somebody's gotta destroy something out there
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Rolling Hills Trail and Bluebird,
yes,
Bluebird Trail.
Bluebird Road.
It's Bluebird Trail,
Trail,
it's just north of River Road.
Mhm.
So I fixed the sign down there 2 years ago, and did that get stolen or something? Cause I noticed there's a new
there's a new one,
Bluebird sign
there's a
there.
new bluebird, so there's a bluebird, a total bluebird sign at Sundance. And that's
Yeah.
all caps,
That's an older sign, but still in good shape.
but it's all caps. And then the one down off of 47th Street is, I think that was that the one you fixed?
That's the other one that I fixed, where it used to be blue space bird.
Yeah.
And I turned the second capital B of bird into a lowercase b, so it looks like it's one word.
Mhm.
So now it'll go back because we made the motion to do caps on everything. It'll go back. Everything's gonna be caps and they'll be together. Bluebird will be one word.
Okay, the problem there is the sign is incorrect. The street name is incorrect.
So what's,
It says Bluebird Trail North,
oh,
and there is no Bluebird Trail North.
no. So how that got, I don't know what's it say on the map?
Hmm.
42nd Street, where is it?
I know how it got messed up.
Bluebird Drive.
It's Bluebird Drive, not
Yeah.
Bluebird Trail. Okay, drive, yeah.
Bluebird Drive all the way over to 42nd.
all the way to 42nd.
Yes, yes. The sign on 60th says Bluebird Drive North.
On 60th.
At not 60th, at Rolling Hills Trail.
Rolling Hills
and
Trail.
Bluebird, it says Bluebird Drive North.
Shouldn't.
I will take that sign down and fix it like I did the other one. I'll just cover the end. Cause it only takes me a couple
Okay.
days.
Right. We'll correct that for now, and then when we put the ones up, will be
Yeah,
totally Bluebird. Will be one word, and if everybody complains
Yeah.
about it, that's not the way it
okay, now,
was.
just for information.
Yeah.
Here's how it got messed up. Because it's wrong on Google Maps.
Oh,
It says Bluebird Drive North. And MapQuest now is correct, or isn't incorrect. MapQuest used to be correct, but now MapQuest copied Google Maps.
oh,
And there's somebody that lives along there that used to complain that their street name was wrong when it said Bluebird. And they used to complain to Lori when she was on the board. But the official county map, and I've checked it multiple times, the official county map is Bluebird Drive.
Bluebird Drive.
Drive, yep. Not, or is it trail? I forget which.
yeah, it's drive,
Drive, okay.
so. It's like, Crestview Trail. It's off of Mountain Drive. There's a Crestview Trail in Hudson that goes to the pizza place. The truck drivers and semis have been in Mike Hartman's driveway, getting stuck in the middle of the winter because they don't pay attention to where they're going.
And I think those Crestview Drives almost sort of like connect.
Yeah.
They point at each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but never make that connection.
yeah. Anyhow, all right, move on to completion of work orders, right now, Todd's doing best he can out there. Okay, Chris, you're up on tractor maintenance, or do you want to talk about that nasty thing?
There's nothing to talk about now. It's running smoothly. Let's not jinx it.
Okay. Alright. Okay,
Can I ask a question on cost and putting that old horse back on the trail? Is that, or is that, am I out of line?
You're out of line.
Thank you,
No,
moving on.
No, I'll explain it. So that's a great conversation. So the $13,000 bill I did not pay. I sat on it. I'm sitting on it
oh,
because
traffic.
when we got the tractor back from Baraboo, we took it out and started driving it on Old E West, and one of our new aware tractor drivers was mowing and went, "Are those wheel nuts on the blacktop down there?" So he got out and looked. And yeah, those are the wheel nuts for the tractor laying on the road. We just got it back the day before from Baraboo.
This is, we're talking the most recent time.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Somebody
okay.
forget to use it.
They didn't tighten the lug nuts.
Well, the operator didn't walk around his equipment before he started it?
They were all there. This gets better.
Okay,
Wait a minute,
So,
you're talking front tires now, right?
yeah,
yep,
Okay, we've had benches with the rear tires.
no, all the work was on the
On the
front.
front.
So I called Baraboo and said, "Hey, get your ass down here. Now the wheels are coming off it. And send the tech that touched this thing down here, not somebody else, with a torque wrench. And he gets to call me before he gets in the building. Alright. So I was peaceful, passionate with him. And I said, what are we doing here? Why are you having difficulty with putting all this shit together for me?" "Well, this stuff must have all loosened up on its own." I said, "Don't bullshit me. You missed a step. You missed several procedures here. You got leaky seals." I said, This thing's been out for an hour. I see you got two loose front wheels. I said, we were fortunately just on the edge of rolling hills where we could have rolled this tractor and
Oh, yeah.
killed two people. I said it would have been catastrophic. So I said, where are we at on the components that belong in here? International is trying to figure this out because there's been 3 to 5 incidences with this model tractor in their knowledge, and they're trying to figure out what to do. I said, really? Okay, thanks for that info. So then I called Baraboo and said, hey, I've been studying on the situation. I didn't throw the employee under the bus. I said, I've been studying this situation and you have multiple issues with this kind of tractor. Why ain't we talking to warranty about the whole first incident? Well, yeah, I guess I could do that instead of having you pay the bill. I said, well, tell International to call me. Cause it better be warranty, cause this just wasn't me. Now it's starting to rear its ugly head. So International is discussing our claim. Good conversation.
If we don't pay the 12,000 to repair it, they've got the option to lien the town.
It's in a warranty claim situation, International's,
So it's not gonna go to the next step yet.
no,
Okay,
no, because. When they openly admitted to, hey, we got problems, International's aware of this. Why would I wanna write a $12,000 check just to,
correct.
so.
Let it take its course.
Yeah, I'm like, no, because once they get our money, we don't have to look at nothing.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And then the second time that it completely catastrophically failed, they obviously absorbed that.
Okay,
Cool. Now you gotta dump that pig. That's gotta go down.
So here's what's fun about that.
Yep.
Had a couple John Deere reps out. They were delighted to sit down and talk to me and get my specs and this and that. Ain't heard nothing. Nobody's interested in working. Or selling me a tractor.
Really?
New Richmond's dealer or what dealer?
3 of them, one in Menominee, New Richmond, and one in
Turtle Lake.
part of that group, but he's further
Why are we talking to 3 dealers?
to get 3 different.
We're talking about leasing a tractor, correct?
Yeah, but I'm a man of, I go fishing to see who has what for what offers, right? I ain't gonna take the first lease or first equipment they wanna sell me. And what's fun is 3 of them must not be paid enough to come back and deal with me,
No,
so
there's something else going on.
I'm just sharing with you.
so, you know. Let's keep pursuing it.
I will.
Yep. I know you will.
And what I feel it is the salesmen that come out, introduce themselves. Maybe none of them are working at the dealerships no more. I see that plenty.
Yep.
There's plenty of turnover.
Okay. We read, okay, we missed 1 year traffic reports.
I
Then we'll
sent
go back to the
an
other.
email out about a week ago with the traffic report for 2 locations on the west end of Valley View Road. It's difficult finding a straight spot on that road. One is by the pond and the other one is fairly close to County Road E. In general,
speeds are about what would be expected.
Hold on when it fails.
Yeah.
You didn't catch me on your.
I don't take pictures. I would, the next place that I moved to is Trout Brook Road on, the gravel section. And then I was going to go south. Teresa, and I just moved that today. Teresa asked that we, check some areas in Bolton first. So right now it is, a little bit west of Haggerty Street on Bolton School Circle. Apparently there's neighbors complaining about speed going through there. And some of the reconstructed areas, I mean, those reconstructed areas are pretty short. I don't know what we're gonna find for speed there.
Fast as they can get her going.
Best they can get her going. Yes.
One of
Brand
them,
new smooth road.
one of them was Rainbow Street. I mean, Rainbow Street.
Yeah, Rainbow Street.
Really?
Really? I'm guessing he's talking about the old County Road E section,
Yeah,
which is probably what's going to be done next.
so, yeah, so I just drove it today. I'm going. The most you can go, it's 25 miles an hour here. You gotta step on the brakes, you know?
And those are posted.
So,
I believe that's,
yeah,
that section's posted 25.
oh, yeah,
I know Hawk Street was posted.
so, anyhow. So, all right,
Oh, Teresa had also asked about River Road, which we did 2 years ago. And I sent, I don't think I copied everybody else. I did send that report to her.
Yeah.
I am guessing by the time I get back to Trout Brook Road, it's probably going to be about the time that Kearney Road A gets closed down.
Yeah.
For roundabout installation and reconstruct.
Yeah.
So by that time, Trout Brook Road may get real busy,
Mhm.
and we'll see what happens there.
so. Yeah, 1st of August, they're gonna start the Burkhart County Road A all the way to the railroad tracks. Roundabout at Town Hall.
McCutcheon, yep.
Yep. So the county will be putting up the weight restriction signs on Scott Road and Trout Brook Road. And Teresa and I were talking possibly doing River Road too, because you're gonna get truck traffic going.
Yeah,
Cross.
you better post that. I posted on both sides.
Yeah, so anyhow, that'd be at their cost, not ours. So,
Well, I'd have that discussion and need 2 of them up here and 2 of them down there.
yeah. So,
And
Cause
as
they
long,
will tear right up and down there.
yeah,
and as long as we're talking between signage and traffic reports, I don't know if you guys saw the emails that came out this afternoon. But there has been a request to put in no engine braking signs
Jake breaking in Burkhart.
on Burkhart. Coming in from the south end of Burkhart.
Oh, there's signs there already.
No engine braking?
Yeah, stop and look at it. I Jake brake past there all the time.
Yeah,
Okay, well, here's my response to that. That's not in our town. And it's on a county road. You know, if the town board wants to do something about it, they gotta make a request to
I believe it,
proper
the
people.
sign is out by the tank farm.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And the thing is, the people actually put their names and addresses on this email
Oh, yeah.
of, and one of them off of Crestview Trail. Which I was trying to figure out
Oh,
who lived up there. There's 2 names on it, so I don't know who it is, but I'm going. How many, I just talked to my nephew and I said, hey, Mike, how old are you? 39. I said, how many years that have semis and trucks been going through Burkhart? All my life, I said, you betcha.
They're saying that the noise echoes out of the river valley.
yeah.
Down there next to the road.
It's never gonna quit. And the thing is that with the construction of 94, more traffic comes through here. You know, it's whatever, so. And,
Well, there's many reasons why everybody's cutting around the scale too.
oh, sure. Well, the thing is that one of my cousins used to live up here on County Road E. And when I was on the board, he came in and he says, I want some gate breaking signs up there. Okay. We said, okay, you want a jake breaking sign? Comes out of your pocket. You pay the county, because it's on the county road, you pay the county for the sign, you also pay them for the post, and you also pay installing. So there is, you know, and if there's one already on there, then I gotta go get gas down there because it's cheap. I'll check it out. But I'm sure, I'm pretty sure there's one there. Yeah.
Can you hear us at the meeting?
So. Okay, we're done with that now.
Sounds good. Bye.
So let's move on to
She signed off.
Okay, it showed that it was picking up. Okay, sound. I don't know what happened then.
Yeah.
At any rate, I don't plan on putting that on the next agenda because it's not our road. And it's not our town.
that's board action.
It's a board action. There's nothing we can do on that.
It's not our action to do it, so.
When you're gonna do some posting for the August 1st construction,
That's the county.
The county will listen to his suggestions and put them up at their cost.
They've already, Teresa's already had the, you know, cause she works for the town of Hudson. So she's already in the loop on that, and the county already said they will put the signs up, so. We don't have to have Todd go up, put them up and take them down and whatever, so.
so the county takes care of the road restrictions for St. Joe.
It's their construction zone
For this
for this project,
project.
so. Oh, yeah, and there's many loopholes, Richard.
Oh, no, I'm not giving up. Waste management,
Oh, yeah.
screwed the pooch here and I'm not letting that go. I mean, this town,
It's not this committee jurisdiction, it's board and whatever, so it,
from that staged meeting last month,
so anyhow, all right, let's move on. Pothole repair,
Wait a minute, number 7.
number 7, where are we at here? Oh, that, nothing's been done on that yet.
Still waiting. Okay,
So waiting
thank
on,
you.
on that, Lee said there was nothing pertinent on that. So, pothole repair, Todd's, they've been out ever since. We actually tried to get some patching material out of Monarch, but they weren't mixing at the time, so we ended up going all the way down to Highway 37 down by Eau Claire, getting the load down there, so we've been using that material from down there, because they were mixing down there in their plant, so.
I wonder if Monarch is busy because of all the county roads that are being done.
Oh, yeah, they're
A lot of
actually,
asphalt going.
actually to get the patching material, I called Caleb and to try and get down here, but you know, their trucks are tied up, so we actually got lucky today and got down here so we could get some of that on our tarp, so. So anyhow, shoulder repair, we've been doing that too. Just did some on Valley View yesterday again. We got other ones that still are in that loop yet. So, still on the list. Scheduled tractor maintenance or tractor test mowing. Chris, we're moving along pretty good with that so far. The weeds are growing under our feet. Whatever.
What's that?
Tractor test,
We're doing a good job though. The
yeah,
only conversation that I wanna do. Put in perspective is. If we're gonna spray again, let's get a format together for spraying behind all the guardrails
Yeah,
and get that banged out because that's a lot of tedious time that they do hanging over the edge of them things when that looks like that sprayer can just smoke all that stuff and be done.
there's two ways looking at. If it's on steep banks. You want to keep some of the vegetation. You don't wanna blow it off because we got
Well,
going on
that-
River Road
that-
down there, Rolling Hills Trail.
It's not getting rid of the vegetation, it's just stunting the growth, so.
Yeah.
Well, plus, what I saw near my house on 60th, it doesn't, where they sprayed, the weedy stuff
Right,
is gone,
yeah,
but the grassy stuff
Right.
is still growing. So
somehow,
it doesn't.
somehow
get rid
they
of
got
grassy
a
stuff.
mix where it's broadleaf killed.
Yeah.
Regular grass stays,
Yeah, so,
so.
I thought that looked pretty good, Mark.
Getting the buck.
In our neighborhood.
yeah, we can address
Yeah.
that.
You've got the broadleaf and it's got the grass there.
I think it would save immensely on mowing
Yeah.
time behind them.
One thing that I'm gonna say, and I talked to John about it. And. Seems that instead of going down the road to a certain section and turning around going back the other way, they're backing up. Which in my book is a safety issue.
I'll
And
discuss it with them.
it's, because this actually happened with the old tractor, Todd. And, he was sitting in an intersection. And he went to start out and tractor rolled back and little did he know this woman came right up behind him, sat behind her. So when he rolled back, he rolled into her car, so the town ended up paying for it. The damage. So this is one thing. I told him, I said, you need to go down, you know, take a section, go down, turn around, come back, you know. And because it's dangerous to back that tractor up. You know, Mike Long used to do it all the time and I'm going, yeah, you can go back fast, you know, but the thing is, if you ain't paying attention, you're gonna hit somebody or you're gonna hit that telephone pedestal and then I'm sitting there trying to get somebody out to repair it, whatever, so. Anyhow, so. All right, let's see, done with that. Gophers. Gopher on 85th and 140th Avenue. For $28, we went down Fleet Farm, got a bucket of gopher kill. Pod went out, stuck it in the ground out there on 85th and 140th. So we don't have to have somebody come out there and spray it or whatever they did. So I'm keeping an eye on it and make sure that, you know. Otherwise I'll send my kids out there because they trap gophers for years. So anyhow. All right, review of bills and expenditures. Date.
This last check on here to the DNR, stormwater environmental fee for $50.
Yeah, they always got their.
Yeah, they still owe us 135,000 for the project. Yeah,
They owe us.
they owe us, yes. That was that grant we put in for.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But they got their hand out for $50.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Anyhow, I thank you for coming, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So anyhow, so our, road grading was cheaper this time around because we didn't plow it, all the gravel out of it.
Yeah.
We didn't need a whole lot of grading this
So-
year. Those roads were in good shape.
So we'll end up with the, um, we'll do Troutbrook Road, because we do that twice a year, so unless we see something that needs to be done, so. Okay, let's move on here. So. I think anybody want to talk about any other subjects?
I do. I want to bring something up on that 60th Street extension, County Road E. So does there have to be a death or two out there before there's gonna be some turn lanes, or is the town,
I believe that was in the deal.
there's gonna be some turn lanes as it goes eastbound going south? There's gonna be a turn lane there?
Won't be, my knowledge, won't be turn lanes, it'll just be whatever, it's a type B intersection, so it'll just be the tapers.
And then as you're coming westbound?
There's not, so a left turn lane, no.
No.
Bypass?
As you're coming west on County Road E and you're gonna go north on 60th,
Oh,
the visibility there and that dirt, there's just, I mean, that's a tough intersection.
you know.
Whether you,
It's an interesting comment, Rich, because you just seen that the county just redid those roads, resurfaced them.
Yeah.
They skipped all the intersections, there's no tapers. But the developer comes in, he's gotta build them. But the
Okay.
county's not gonna do them.
Yep.
On the existing roads.
Yeah, I actually was pissed
oh,
about the coordination of that whole intersection.
Yes.
because I meant to talk to you about it, but I got over it with. Look at these dipshits, all of them are dipshits, they could have widened it, we got the blacktop sitting there, we got the equipment sitting there, we could have walked across the
Yep.
street. Put a turn lane in there for going north on 60th, who are we?
The other problem there, and maybe you have some connection with Robbie, is on the banks on the north side of 60th.
Yeah.
If you come down 60th and you're trying to make a left or a right turn.
Yeah,
There are trees that are blocking view, and it's bad enough that there's a bank there.
Yep.
That you're working with, but there are trees within the right of way.
Yep.
That need to be cut down.
oh, that's just a tough intersection.
It is.
I'd rather take Perch all the way over to I and then come down to E, but
Go up 125th, the sightlines on 125th are really good, because you can see. If you take 125th west, you can see all the way, both ways, but it's out of the way.
I'm asking as a resident of St. Joe. Is what you got there 97% done? Is that how it's gonna be left, with no visibility if you wanted to go east on E? As you're traveling south on 60th? And that addition on the south side of E,
should be a deceleration, so, right turn
Yep.
going eastbound, and there should be an acceleration lane put on going,
Eastbound.
Eastbound.
And
and also the visibility for
Well, you
60th.
brought that whole thing to the county, what did the county say?
yeah, I mean, I'm good if the county's good.
So the county's made the developer put in the tapers on the south side of E. And those are there. But they didn't address anything on.
On the north
Yeah.
side,
where most of the traffic
No.
goes.
But
cut the
Yeah.
trees
like
out
I
from under the
said,
power
they
line,
just
relocate the
got done.
power
They
and.
built
Yeah.
all of County Road E, and they did
well-
not put any new tapers on anything
The
on
other
existing town, they never do.
the other thing I noticed on that, and I should have mentioned it while Lee was here, is
Well,
County Road B, County Road A, every other project that they've done got 2 courses of asphalt.
Yeah.
County Road E got 1.
What?
They only laid a single course of asphalt on there.
Yep.
Maybe it's a thicker course. I don't know.
They,
But
they patched the areas that they milled
yeah,
and everything just transfers right up through the top.
Don't
I would reject everything from 60th over to
This from-
Old E West or whatever.
125th, this way, don't need one.
And it,
Yeah.
you know where the cracks are gonna come from, cause they're
Yeah.
pronounced already. It just give it
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
year
Ask Robbie about.
and there it is again.
Yeah, well,
Why they only did one,
Who inspects?
one,
The
course
bid.
of asphalt.
I know. So I'm just gonna grind my molars.
Yeah.
No, but you know, when Overring did his, their 55th or 7th, whatever that was, who paid for that intersection? The developer in the town?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
No county money there.
Yeah.
So-
No, and I thought, which it's looking like it's over with, but I thought me. As the board, when your developer was in front of us, I thought there was gonna be some pronounced. Turn lanes in that development, shit like that, but if the county just said.
nope.
Okay,
I will give the credit to the county for one thing, as long as we're talking about this. It's nice, the fact that they're taking. Damn near everything in this area and doing it all at one time.
Yep.
So then they can move further east next year and do some more.
Yep.
They're doing a whole lot more work on county roads than they did 20 years ago,
Wow.
and taking care of them.
It's fine, I ain't saying go, I go to the WTA meetings and there's a lot of ass chewing going on. For Robbie and the new, community development guy, they get their ass handed. to
Oh,
them.
Yep.
And that's why I enjoy it. It's cause they're young men and they get shotgun blasts full of it.
Yeah.
Us, they're there and they can't combat it, we gotta listen.
Yep.
Is Robbie as good as Federley?
He's got,
Federley was really good at walking a fence.
yeah,
We'll do it for you this year. And if it still cracks next year, we'll be there for you. That was the way he said it. I say, hey, Dan, I could go to Scott Construction and get a 3-year guarantee on my seal coat asphalt and, you know, crack seal, Bergman, 3 years. Why can't you give us 3 years? Well, we're there. That was his answer. Yeah. But he was like,
Ready?
yeah, yeah,
Looking at the date.
1 second here.
Yeah, July 2nd.
Yep, July 2nd.
items for the next Public Works Committee agenda. The
Yep.
true definition of 6,000 pounds per axle. Could we put that on there? I'm kidding.
Oh. I don't have to check with the chair.
I don't see anything new for the town board.
Jeez, so. Here we go. Les Weber, what this guy, he wants to, Les Weber is, he wants to be on our committee, so. Put that on the agenda for an interview with, he wants to interview with,
The alternate one.
alternate something. Put that,
It's not raining, is it?
it's just,
Gonna get our June supply of
Okay.
rain in the first week of June.
yep. Okay,
I drove through that. 60th Street, that new one. I
Yeah.
came to the meeting.
Bring-
it
you-
held up
did you
really
bring your
good.
own rally? You know, I was looking at Springfield, Missouri,
Briskly.
expecting 5 to 8 inches of rain down there. Yeah.
We could get 2 today, tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
All those little clouds over all the way from here to Wilmer.
you got that.
Really?
Yeah.
I got, yeah.
Okay.
And she looks like she's a soaking.
Anything else anybody wants to put on the agenda for next time? So- Otherwise, I'll take a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
7:22 and a
Second.
half.
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
Doug,
You made-
seconded?
I did.
Jeff?
Second.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. 7:22.
22. Close enough.